Greetings and beyond the new. My name is Omni, and welcome to the current installment of What If Iruma Was a Saiyan Part 8. Okay, where we last left off, we're going to be doing a time skip. All the way to when Iruma and his classmates get introduced to their personal trainers, yada yada yada. Everyone else's training goes like in canon, yada yada yada. And when Iruma and his personal trainer, who obviously has a crush on Sullivan, and start training, she also notices that he has well-defined muscles, so she challenges him to a spar. She told him to go all out from the start, and yes, she means that glowy, long-haired form thing. And then Iruma explains on what that transformation and its previous transformations are as he transforms into them, yada yada yada. Her spar lasts for a few hours. She is impressed on all the skills Iruma has, not just the key attacks, the physical attacks, but she also helps him broaden his imagination. So, yeah. Okay, so Iruma and his personal trainer find out that he's a natural with every medieval weapon, and somewhat of a prodigy with the more modern, like medieval as in like bows and arrows, newer like guns and stuff like that. Anywho, so they focus more of their time on sparring instead, but only using Iruma's full base power, with his personal trainer matching it to increase his base power, which will slowly increase his Super Saiyan forms. Blah 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 blah. Then we skip ahead right to when the hunting event starts. Everything goes like in canon, yada yada yada. Okay, when he encounters Clarion and Elizabetta, the one with the charm bloodline, and with his partner who has the bloodline power to take away everyone in his general vicinities, one of their senses. You can tell by that sense that he chose on his body, like on his ears, purple markings to indicate that he's taken away that sense. Okay, anywho. That interaction goes like the same in canon. Iruma is just a bundle of energy, which actually make Clarine wonder, man, in her mind, Irmakins, if you're this hyper, and with my hyperactivity, just how hyperactive will all children be? Which makes Clarine blush and get a small nosebleed. Then they get out of her space, yada yada yada. Everyone else's interaction goes like in canon, yada yada yada. And, so that happens during the first day. We skip to the start of the next day after Iruma and his partner wake up. Yada yada yada. Uh, so yeah. Anywho, the next day begins with with let's see, with Aiko and accidentally going into the area where let's see, the secret idol and her partner, the owl looking demon, are in. They get captured, yada yada yada. Then another random student manages to steal one of the ingredients while Irma and his partner were, arguing about which of their favorite video games is better. His favorite is like the Netherworld equivalent of Super Smash Bros. Plus Jump Force mixed together. So, a mixture of Demon World equivalent video games with anime a character video games. Anywho, let's see. But Irma says that the dancing game that everyone played at the slumber party is the better game because it gives a better workout. Then his partner calls him a musclehead, and then Irma says, "Hey, how dare you call me a musclehead?" And then that random student takes one of the chance to get the thing, one of the most valuable parts, which was the, let's see, oh yeah, the seed of that mystery plant thing, the legend leaf. Yeah, okay. They managed to chase him, but then they fall into a pit. They both fall into a pit. It unknowingly going into the place where they find the other two parts of the that summon the legend leaf. That random student gets captured because he accidentally wandered into the same territory that Aiko wandered into. Yada yada yada. They explore the whole because part before they encounter that student who I assume bloodline ability is disgusting smell or something like that. The student that is in charge of that you would have to save to get the third and final piece of to summon the legend leaf. Okay. Now let's see. Let's see. Okay. They find it, but Irma told told his partner to take away their sense of smell, and he face plants at this, saying out loud in a yell, "Why didn't I think of that?" Okay. He does so, which also includes the smelly student. So yeah. Anywho, They all go. They free the smelly student. The Iruma gets separated from those two, meets the Sphinx. Things, yada yada yada. Everything goes like in canon. And then he makes he manages to find out that they're watching him and every other student, so he asks his grandpa if he could make an arrangement where he could copy some certain books onto the netherworld equivalent of a phone that can be used by the Sphinx through thought control. Anywho, Sullivan grants this request. The Sphinx is really happy, and the tomes that he will be, obviously, is First Love Memories, all the way from the beginning, yada yada yada, which him reading it, and also includes on how to learn how to speak Japanese, and of course, the video part being images that can be paused like it's a YouTube video of First Love Memories, but in manga form, yada yada yada. Oh, and just so you know, that his assistant has always been helping Iruma with the First Love Memories readings, and by doing all the additional voices and sound effects, other than Iruma speaking as the main character, while his assistant does the sound effects and the voices of the other characters. And while it was at it, it decided to offer Amari that he and Iruma would teach her Japanese. She weighed the pros and cons of their first reading. In their first reading, that while I'll get to spend more time with Iruma, eventually I'll have no time to spend with Iruma. Because it's usually just these readings, and then after I fully learn the language, we won't have these readings like this anymore. Which makes her sad, and this is the point where she realizes that she's started to have a crush on Iruma. So, yeah, oh yeah. By the way, this is a flashback, and then flash forward to where we are in the story. After getting past the Sphinx and promising to the Sphinx that he'll bring the item in question, yada yada yada, we go to where he gets eavesdropped on and spied on by the Six Fingers and Curio, but mostly of the female Six Finger members. Some vines try to grab him, like that smelly student. He breaks them, vine juice gets all over him. So, and staining him completely. So his every part of his uniform, including his underclothes of his uniform, so he strips down, showing off to the Six Fingers that he has a unusual tail. Ew. Then, without realizing it, they discover that the gluttonous Frida ring that he wears is actually the ring of the Netherworld ruler. They are all shocked about this, especially Rio, and that, oh, he is definitely my arch enemy and arch rival, all out loud. But the two girls could care less. They let their eyes wander to the forbidden zone of Iruma, if you catch my drift, and see the size of his member, which is his member is 12 inches. Yeah. And just so you know, Saiyans have the stamina to satisfy 50 girls straight, 8 without breaks, eggs for let's see, all satisfying them in one day. So they don't just have techniques for fighting. Yeah. And that's my impersonation of Master Roshi. Okay. From Dragon Ball and its later incarnations. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, so yeah. Then we do a little flashback. And during the flashback, Iruma will be cleaning his clothes, yada yada yada, because his assistant teleports there, and then after he's done helping Iruma clean his clothes, yada yada yada, he teleports back, yada yada yada. Okay, so his personal trainer is told that Iruma is a descendant of one of the creatures that was experimented on during the start of the Forbidden Spell era by Sullivan, accompanied by Opera. She is shocked about this and does a spit takes and then falls backwards in shock. But she recomposes herself because she's in front of her crush, who is Sullivan, which, in my opinion, is pretty obvious during the first interaction between the two that we see in the anime or in manga. Then fast forward to back. Iruma had just changed, which the six-fingered members that are girls are a little disappointed, but they mentally save that image and wondering just how good he is in the sack. Yep. Okay, so yeah. Especially the girl that has a flat way of speaking. Because she met him first and she thought he was pretty cute, and let's just say in this canon she likes strong men a whole lot, like enough to not only quit the Six Fingers but to help capture them, like. Now, I'm also gonna say the other girl has just as much, but a little less in comparison. That she'll have to be promised to become Irma's bride, in order for her to sell, not only quit and sell at the Six Fingers as well. Okay, so yeah. We skip all the way to last. No, the night of full moon, which I'm going to say is the second to last day. During that time, they explore more. Iruma and his teammate, plus their new addition, yada yada yada. They meet up just as the moon is starting to rise, but is blocked by a row of clouds. Then during the midnight, which is when the clouds are about to start, are are revealing the full moon, yada yada yada. That's when a bunch of students try to raid the wooden castle that's created by two of Iruma's classmates, like in canon, yada yada yada. Claire, the secret idol, and her partner, well, she doesn't see any use in fighting, intervening, so they just watch from a distance. Then Iruma and his two other teammates get out of the forest, seeing the battle. And all they have the smelly student cause distraction while lead carries this. Well, I mean the guy with sense takeaway bloodline ability to carry the smelly student while while he focuses his power only taking away his sense of smell. And the smelly student using a spell to magnify their stench, while Iruma gathers up any fallen stuff from other students. Yada yada yada. So yeah. Anywho, that goes on for a while. And they actually get out of the forest at 11, and then when the clock strikes midnight, which everyone hears, Iruma and his two partners consider going away, but then the three of them get ambushed and almost get knocked out. But Iruma swoops in, carrying his two partners to safety. And he is enraged that the student that tried to ambush them almost killed his two partners, which makes him so angry. Then he notices. He realizes that it's the night of the full moon, so he decides to show everyone just what his what a saiyan can truly do. In the light of the full moon. moon. Okay. And then he finds one of the let's see, the surveillance bat things, asks his assistant to bring his armor because he's going to show everyone what a Saiyan can really do under the light of the full moon. And just so you know, during the training with his tutor, he learns how to control his Ozaru form. Oh, and just so I've made something clear, his Ozaru form will still, the fur color will be Iruma's hair color, just like all the other Saiyans have blue hair, and all the other Saiyans Ozaru form also has blue fur, yada yada yada. Okay. So yeah, Iruma, let's see. After finding a place and his assistant coming out, his two partners wonder what he's talking about since he's never really told them about Saiyans and full moons. Says that he'll explain to everyone in school what it means by that, but he want more into detail because he's going to show them. But like I said, more into detail, anywho, after the exam anyway. So, yeah. More specifically, when everyone is announced to announce their rankings. Okay, anywho. Irma comes out of the forest wearing Bardock's version in Dragon Ball Z Bardock episode of the armor, so no of those shoulder guard things, which I really don't care for. Or, I don't really see the point in the shoulder guards being that long. Anywho, then when the full moon fully shows itself, Irma shouts out, "Hey!" And everyone stops fighting for a bit to see what Irma's doing. Then Irma just says, well, actually, he just turns around and, looks up because he's right under the full moon, looks at it, then everyone notices that his eyes glow red, and then he slowly transforms like Vegeta does when he first transforms in Dragon Ball Z, yada yada yada. That transformation is over. Everyone is shocked. Especially his personal trainer, yada yada yada. And his girlfriends, yada yada yada. And then when he fully transforms, he roars, or is like Gohan does during his first transformation. And then when he's done roaring, he smiles and says, "Scared you, didn't I?" in the voice of an Ozaru, which causes everyone to snap out of it. Then Iruma lunges and starts rampaging like how Vegeta does, and then slowly starts to rampage how Gohan does when he first transforms and when he transforms against Vegeta. Leaving everyone, especially all the magic beasts that the secret idol and her partner all quiver in terror. Iruma tells his two partners to start setting up traps so no one can follow them afterwards. And then when they're done with that, to gather up any more or stuff that they mm, might need to get it, which they do. And then halfway during the rampage, they manage to find out where that student that stole that pot. I mean, no, I mean the let's see. Oh, no, they find the pot that they put the seed in and the location of where the seed is now. Iruma's two partners barter with the secret idol and her partner to let them have the legend leaf seed while also telling her that they already have the other two things necessary to summon the legend leaf. They agree to this on the condition that the owl-looking demon, let's see, gets to, let's see, have the three in question, especially Iruma, do stuff for him, but Irma just showing him how he attracts the ladies, yada yada yada, by teaching him his ways, which Irma doesn't have a way to do that. He just has natural charisma. Anywho, and the secret idol just wants Irma to do something for her and everyone already knows that he's dating four girls at once. To to when the exams are over, to take her and the other girls out on a group date, yada yada yada. So yeah. Anywho, so yeah. And then just as Irma's done rampaging, which we will do a time skip to the next morning, which she de-transforms and uses instant transmission to teleport to where his two partners are, yada yada yada. They get informed about that one student doing something cruel to two of their classmates, yada yada yada. Everything goes like in canon from there, yada yada yada. Everything goes go 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 go. Then we skip to the group date, which is like in canon at the amusement park. So Amori wears what she does in canon, and then Clarine wants to try and dress the same way that Amori does, but the secret idol decides to intervene and to dress her up how she knows that will in a swimsuit that will accentuate her charms, which is your typical schoolgirl uniform with with a with a long pigtail. No, just her normal style, but with a couple of bows on her horns. While the secret idol wears a swim gown that is actually made for swimming. That kind of makes her look like that kind of makes her look like went in the water like like a water angel. So yeah, and Eiko, no, she doesn't have a lot of femininity, so she tries to blindside everyone by wearing a super thin string bikini. Anywho, Iruma actually nixed this, saying, well, I don't want one of my girlfriends do to flaunt around to anyone else but me. So they decide to cover up in another less flowy version of the Secret Idol's swimsuit over her string bikini. So yeah, everything goes like in canon, yada yada yada. But instead, like in canon, and then it's the four girls versus Iruma in a game of volleyball. Oh, yada yada yada. Iruma wins at that. Then Iruma has a straw that connects to four of the same drink, while each girl has an individual straw. They do the couples slipping thing, yada yada yada. And Irma has the lung capacity to keep up with all four girls. They finish off their drinks, yada yada yada. Then they go off to the show, yada yada yada. Instead of the alligator, like in the netherworld alligator or crocodile attacking Irma. Irma, she winces in pain because, well, she's about to give birth. Irma and the Secret Idol notice this because, well, the Secret Idol is a magical beast tamer in training, yada yada yada. But he can actually sense that she's about to give birth. Then Irma says, "Hey, you girls, we need to stop the show. She's gonna give birth." Everyone is shocked about this accusation. Then the netherworld creature responds with a head shake that he is correct. Everyone freaks out, especially the two girls that are in charge of the show. Oh, then Irma yells out, "Enough! I'll handle this." He makes a quick phone call to his assistant to teleport to him. The assistant does so, yada yada yada. So yeah. Anywho, the delivery goes without a hitch. And I'm going to say it's still gonna be like an egg. Now, if you've watched parts of nature shows where they show the creature in question, that's the netherworld equivalent of human realm equivalent of the stage creature. They usually lay a lot of eggs, but in this one, they only lay one. In my canon, they only lay one egg. And give birth to one solitary newborn. And the egg is then carried by Iruma to a makeshift nursery. But the star attraction is too weak from laying her egg, so they had to cancel the show. Irma calms her down by creating a food and giving the recipe to the staff. That this will not only help recover her energy from laying her egg, it also will be a great way to counteract the egg-laying fat that she's accumulated. No offense to the creature. The creature doesn't mind and actually uses its snout to snuggle against Irma in its way of saying thank you. So I don't know if in canon if the creature is male or female, but in my canon it is female. Oh, okay. So yeah. Anywho, let's get. Okay, none of the girls tried the whole. None of them have to get carried. By Irma and this just makes the Irma more of a desirable partner because he's so good with tense situations like a creature laying or giving birth. And he says that's one of the duties of a game warden. When after he graduates and he starts making that an official job, yada yada yada. Okay, we skip to when he and his first partner that during the hunting exam hang out at his house. Everything goes like in canon, yada yada yada. His sister eavesdrops, yada yada yada. Everything goes like in canon. Then that's where I'm going to be leaving it off. This part is a little longer just because I wanted to and to stay out of a rut. Anywho, this is gonna be where I'm not only gonna be leaving off the part, but the series until I watch more of Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. So this is the end of. The to be continued of Welcome to. Of What If Iruma Was Saiyan Part 8. To be continued. Anywho, bye! But before that, like, comment, and subscribe. But I'm not doing this for that. Just doing this to get my creative juices out and for the entertainment value and because I want to. Like I said, bye!